Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, the best place for go-getters, dreamers and achievers. It's another episode of Life and Business Hacks which has everything. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon, as we can all see. Today I'll be highlighting some red flags to note and walk away with. Here in California, it's sunny. I am loving it. I am so loving it. I just got off a Facebook Live on my Facebook group, Business Moguls, and we had just a very short chit chat session, encouraging everyone and, trying to make things happen. So how is your day going? How have you been? How are you finding things these days? I just want to encourage someone out there to go out there and be great. So let's dive straight into the business of today. So if this is your first time of visiting my channel, I want to say thank you so much for tuning to this page. Thank you so much. So please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Please subscribe to my channel and leave a thumbs up, leave a comment as well, and I'll be sure to respond to every single comment made on my channel. So without further ado, let's go straight into the business of today. Before I proceed, I'd like to drop a few notes. When you have a chat with someone, have you ever bothered to check the temperature of the room? I like to say something. Take the temperature of the room whenever you have a chat with someone. What's your whisper brand? Your whisper brand is what people say about you when you leave the room. What are they saying about you? It could be good, it could be bad, and it could be indifferent. Since we all strive to be a positive force in the world and we want to leave people better than we found them, this may be an interesting lens to picture. So today I'll be highlighting some red flags to note and walk away where necessary. Okay, for the benefit of everyone watching this, my name is Miriam. I'm a wife, a mom, a student, and an entrepreneur. Today I'll be highlighting red flags to note and to walk away where necessary. Number 1, negativity. In general, having a glass empty view of the world is viewed as a negative trait. Not because it impacts the person who is being negative, but because it also drags down everyone around them. Number 2, people who complain all the time. Complaining is another behavior that is triggered with toxicity. Especially when the person doing the complaint doesn't know when to call it quits. The person just keeps whining and doesn't know when to stop, doesn't know when to, keep quiet. Why are you complaining? Like, are you the only one in the world that is going through hell or going through stress or something? Quit complaining and do something about it. But thankfully, there's a solution to this, which is being aware of it and working towards stopping that bad attitude. It's a very terrible attitude to have. When you keep nagging, it now gets to the point of nagging. When you gravitate from complaining to nagging, it now becomes like a part of you. Like when you nag and nag, oh no, it's a very toxic trait. So it's something to watch out for. Since I already mentioned that, funny enough, there's a solution to this nagging. That's number 1, if you're aware of it. Awareness is number 1, and number 2, when you decide to do something about it, like when you decide to make an effort to stop complaining all of the time. Yeah, when you make an effort to change, that's a step towards getting rid of this toxic behavior. But guys, if that person is not willing to change, Pico, run away. Like, run. I said so. Number 3, failing to apologize. When somebody plays the woe is me card all of the time, they always play victim every single time. It's instead of owning a mistake and admitting that they are wrong, they tend to grab this at straws and find any way to get out of the sticky situation that they found themselves in without ever accepting responsibility. Like, who does that? And yet they always rub others the wrong way. They rub off on others the wrong way. Like as if somebody else is responsible for it. But they are actually the ones responsible for the mishap or whatever bad thing that has happened. They are the ones responsible, but they try to shift the blames, shift it away from them. Does that remind you of somebody? I didn't say that, so don't mention any trumpets near me. I have no idea what you're talking about. So it's so much healthier to own a mistake. Apologize when you're wrong. And then, you move on. See through to the other side than to make excuses and sweep it under the rug and hope nobody notices it. It's very wrong. Next, people who like to interrupt and overshadow people. People who do that all the time are giving the message that the other person's experience is not interested enough, not important enough, and that their own experiences are more interesting. This is where active listening skills can come in handy to prevent toxic situations from occurring. This would involve putting your thoughts aside and giving your full attention to someone else. Let someone else share. Let someone else share it. Let someone else take over. Let someone else, talk. Allow someone else to talk. Biko. Hi guys, this is a kind reminder. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please click on the subscribe button and leave your comments below. I'll be sure to respond to you. Thank you. So we move straight to the next point: glossing over someone's achievements. When someone shares an accomplishment, it's always a beautiful idea to give them a few minutes of undivided attention. So often, whether it's due to jealousy or envy or whatever else it is, it's so easy for us to ignore our loved ones or downplay their successes. These are toxic behaviors. The focus of the conversation should be on them, and you should use encouraging words, where necessary, and try and encourage these people, applaud them for what they have done and, congratulate them, make them feel good. They have tried, they have done something worthy of being mentioned, worth mentioning, and you should give them credit for doing such a great and massive accomplishment, for achieving whatever it is that they have achieved. So guys, we can always do better. Next, jumping into conclusions. When jumping into conclusions becomes somebody's toxic trait, it causes people around them to feel like they have to walk on eggshells and be hyper aware of what they say or do, for fear of being, which ultimately, ends up in them not wanting to talk or express themselves where this person is, for fear of being, like they won't even allow you land. They'll weekly jump into conclusions that this is what you're trying to say. I know. Please, guys, we can do better. And this moves us to the next toxic trait to avoid in people. And the point is gossip. 2 words. Avoid them. Run as far as we can. Number 8, jealous people. When someone lets jealousy get the better of them, instead of congratulating people or wishing them well or being happy for them genuinely, instead of sharing happily in their successes, they are there beefing and getting angry. For what now? Long ago, someone said something and it triggered, I quite agree with the person. The person said, when they are sharing, that's my belief, that when people are sharing good news around you, when people are sharing testimonies around you, it means that God is around the corner. He's about to bless you. Okay, your turn is coming. So why get jealous of anybody at all? For what? For what? Really, it's not worth it. Number 8, people with low self-esteem. We're all entitled to feeling down, at some point in time, from time to time. Sometimes, in our lives we feel down sometimes, but nothing zaps energy away from the room like someone that is always feeling low energy. People who are constantly always putting themselves down. For what now? Being around people who constantly express their low self-worth to other people drains other people to the point that they begin to they physically feel ill, or tired and don't want to be around those toxic people at all. The next red flag that you should consider is people who are extra dramatic. People who have a problem for every solution. Do I need to say more? Because move, or rather run. Number 10, self-centered people. People who are too self-centered. When someone is too self-centered, it's almost impossible not to view them as toxic people. They insist on making everything about themselves, and they can't demonstrate good listening skills. When someone shares their story or shares something about them, they are quick to jump into that conversation and try to make that conversation all about them instead of allowing that person to finish, landing. Allow them land. Big one. These people are likely to jump into the conversations and make it more about them and how it applies to them, immediately shifting the conversation from that person to them. Does this remind you of somebody? I don't know what you're talking about, but I didn't mention trumpets. Okay, so, and if you point this out, they get extremely angry, they get finicky, they get cranky, they just blow it out. Some of them will get very angry with you, and they will lash out at you verbally or passively, aggressively shut you out, which, as you can imagine, is not healthy for anybody. So the next red flag that you should look out for is people who lack empathy. Sometimes all we need is a shoulder to cry on. All we need is someone to just listen, give us and give a listening ear, lend a listening ear to you, when you have issues. But toxic people have a hard time with this. People who are toxic cannot offer empathy, but they demand it from others. Although they demand attention from others, they are not ready to give it, when somebody else needs it. When you are going through something, they are all of a sudden unavailable. You won't find them. Once it's salo, once it's jadan. Or they tell you that you are making a big deal out of it. Do I need to say more? Just run. These are red flags that you should quickly note. Number 12, judgmental people. I call them judginas or deputy Jesus. They are so quick to judge you on anything, on every matter. I've met people like this before here in America. They are quick to point out, this is bad. They don't see themselves, but they are just very judgmental people. And really, all you need to do is just treat these people with love, because most of the time, they do this because of their own insecurity. They criticize others in order to make them feel small so that they can feel better. That's I don't know. Note this. This can come from a place of pain. It's very likely that they are coming from a place of pain. So it's very important not to throw judgments back at them. Don't lash out back at them. Don't lash out back at these toxic people. Treat them with love. Just love them. Be kind to them. So offer them, love. Be kind and courteous whenever you come across these people. They're probably carrying a lot of pains with them, and dealing with a lot of inbuilt stress, accumulated stress over time. So just be kind to them, be nice to them. Like Mrs. Michelle Obama said, when they go low, you go high. When they go low, you go high. So you do not allow them to, change who you are. So this is a red flag, by the way. I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not confuse you on how to identify toxic traits in people, those red flags that you should, watch out for and run. If this video has blessed you, you know how it is. Please click on the subscribe button and leave your comments below. I'll be sure to respond to all of your comments. I'll be sure to respond to all of your comments. Do you want to find out how to attract the right people? Watch out for my next video. It promises to be mind-blowing, explosive. It promises to be mind-blowing and explosive. You don't want to miss it for anything. So we have come to the end of today's series. Thank you so much for watching. For people who are interested in joining my Facebook group, Business Moguls, I'll leave the link in the description below. It is for people who are aspiring to take their businesses or their dreams to the next level. Business people, entrepreneurs, and the likes. Feel free to join us. We offer trainings. We try as much as possible to bring people to train us in the group every week, move our businesses to the next level, on how to be better business people or better entrepreneurs. So please feel free to join. The link is right there in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching this video till the very end. I remain your girl, Chances. I'll see you in the next video. But for now,